Audible is the leading provider of spoken word entertainment and audiobooks, ranging from bestsellers to celebrity memoirs, news, business, and self-development. Every month, members get 1 credit to pick any title, plus 2 Audible originals from a monthly selection, and access to daily news digests from the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and the Washington Post, as well as guided meditation programs. Between a full-time job in IT and a full-time job in podcasting, it gets harder and harder to sit down and read the books I'm interested in. This is where Audible comes in. I can listen on my daily commute, relaxing, or while out running errands and still get in the books I've been wanting to get into. You can download titles and listen offline anytime, anywhere. The app is free and can be installed on all smartphones and tablets. Now you can try Audible risk-free with a special 30-day free trial by visiting audibletrial.com/nerdery and murdery. That's audibletrial.com/nerdery and murdery. Don't let your busy life get in the way of that great book you've been wanting to read. Go get your free trial of Audible today. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. This is Jeffrey, and we've talked about many times before that I experience problems and struggles with my mental health, and really without a healthy mind, being truly happy and at peace is hard. The good news is therapy does work. It's helped for me, but what is therapy exactly? It's whatever you want it to be. Maybe you're not feeling motivated right now and would like some tools to help. Or maybe you're feeling insecure in relationships at work, or you're not dealing well with stress. Whatever you need, it's really time to stop being ashamed of normal human struggles, and it's time to start feeling better because you deserve to be happy. And now you don't have to worry about finding an in-person therapist near you to help. BetterHelp is a customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. So join the millions of people who are seeing what online therapy is really about. It's always a good time to invest in yourself because you are your greatest asset. And there's a special offer to Nerdery and Murdery listeners. You can get 10% off your first month of professional therapy at betterhelp.com/nerdery and murdery. That's betterhelp.com/nerdery and murdery. Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this podcast.
Ore, Sanju. Now, let me show you my Hisatsu attack. Part 3.
What are you doing? What are we talking about? What is this?
You wouldn't understand.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Nerdery and Murdery, Just the Nerdery, Episode 3. Again, K3 has deemed to do this with us so we can, keep putting stuff out there while we're on hiatus. And K3's got an episode all their own. So with that, take it away, my dude.
All right. I'm going to be talking about Kamen Rider, if you haven't heard. Now, second episode, we did a cartoon series and talking about the benefits of it capturing, children's attention way more than live action. Well, what if I were to tell you in Japan, there's a live action series which even predates its Super Sentai days, aka non-Americanized Power Rangers, and that is Kamen Rider.
Kamen Rider. Spelled
right.
Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Now, it's part of tokusatsu, which is a special genre called special photography. That's what it translates to in Japanese. Okay. It's a term for live-action films or television programs that make heavy use of practical special effects. And it has become a franchise which has gone out of that range and still kept to its roots with other different series and intonations. Now, It's had its roots since the 1971 premiere series, dubbed Kamen Rider, created by Shotaro Ishinomori. Now, again, I could be mispronouncing that, so do not get mad at me. Now,
Japanese is
this
tough.
was created by that guy, but it's produced by Bandai, which, if arcade cabinets, general other stuff.
Toys.
Toys,
Yeah.
toys. That's the main one. The name Kamen Rider literally means masked rider, and its thing is, you'd get a certain suited guy who has like a specific mask or something designated to him. Usually it's bugs, but we'll start with its Showa era, aka its first era, which is when the first 7 Kamen Riders, 1, 2, V3, Riderman, X, Amazon, and Stronger, coming from 1971 to 1975, followed by its epilogue special, altogether, 7 Kamen Riders, with exclamation points.
7 Kamen Riders from 71 to 75?
Yeah,
that's a
they
lot.
pumped them out, and they got creative with it. That's the first phase.
Okay.
I'm
going to ask a question here. And again, I said I'm going to ask dumb questions because I have seen this with you, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Super Sentai is a copy of Kamen Rider. Is that how?
Nope, Super Sentai it means Super Squadron. Now, Kamen Rider, there's usually 1 or 2. Super Sentai deals with a group of 5 to 7. Yeah, depending on how many special ones.
But what I was asking is, so Kamen Rider came out before Super Sentai, right?
Yes, it's actually created by the same guy, so it's a sister series.
Oh, okay. I'm with you now. Please continue.
All right. Now, first phase of Showa had the 7 Kamen Riders, including a character, I can't remember the actor's name, but his character name was Toby Tachibana, a old-time racing motorcycle guy. He owns a racing club, and he appeared over 240 episodes.
Goodness!
I know. He was fantastic. Now, phase 2 didn't do so well. They were trying to reboot it at 79 to 1981.
Okay.
And we'll have like the 2 ones we're going to be talking about is Super 1 and Sky Rider. It also included the special Birth of the 10th, all Kamen Riders together. So if you can see a theme here of anytime there's a special, there's a whole bunch of Kamen Riders together.
Right on. Okay.
Almost making its own Super Sentai, you would say. Yeah. But not quite.
It's like the Super Friends of Kamen Rider.
Yeah. Phase 3, Black and Black RX, which was from 87 to 89. This was an awkward in between of Heisei and Showa, its next era.
Mm-hmm.
And due to the death of Emperor Hirohito, as well as a few movies like Kamen Rider Shin, Kamen Rider Zei-O, and J, having all been made before the passing of Shotaro Ishinomori in 1998, which these ones kind of got dark, like dark, jokingly enough, with it being named Black. But no, apparently, like, I'm not trying to spoil it, but there will be deaths of main characters and like people eating each other and Shin.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it gets really weird. Now, Heisei, this is when they start lightening up and start getting that more modern take on Kamen Rider, when they start shifting away from it being obviously bug themed, but also having a few of them that have bugs. Mm-hmm. Now, it corresponds to the reign of the Heisei Emperor Akihito from January 8th, 1989. And the main riders for this dangerous lineup is Kuga, Agito, Ryuki, Faiz, Blade, Hibiki, Kabuto, Deno, Kiva, and Decade, all from 2000 to 2009. It started that trend of the idea of final form and explicit use of elemental powers and weapons.
What is final form?
Basically, when a character gets so powerful that their entire like look almost changes and shifts, like Kiva's Emperor form, or Fi's getting a jetpack and a gun because he's the weakest rider. I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Nobody fight me with that one, but I'm not wrong.
I will take your word for it.
Yes. And of course, phase two, it starts in September 2009 with W, its first double rider, even though Den O literally is a 4-in-1 with a guy getting possessed by several sand uh people who grant wishes and take people out of time, only for it to become a vicious cycle of them becoming the sand monsters because they've been ripped out of their time and body, and etc. etc. I know, bit of a weird story. But yeah, then after W, it goes O's, which is spelled like three capital O's: Forze, Wizard, Gaim, Drive, Ghost, Xaid, Build, and Zeo, including a special little side series that keeps some of the dark phase 3 Showa era called Kamen Rider Amazons, which it has a darker story format. A dude does get eaten by another guy.
Okay. So cannibalism.
Yeah, literally cannibalism. It went on in 2016, got a new season in 2017, and ended with a movie in 2018. However, after the Heisei era ended in 2019, Reiwa era begins with 01, going back to sort of the bug style, sort of
Like back to the
specifically
beginning.
a grasshopper.
Okay.
Specifically style of grasshopper, with the entire weird storyline that I wish I could sum up other than Noah's Ark, but everything is edgy and anime, and also there's android people.
Okay. All right. I'm with you so far.
September 2019 of that year, it actually got its moniker name, which was Kamen Rider Reiwa, the first generation. Then the show Saber and Revice came out. Revice is the one we're on, which I haven't watched much of either Saber or Revice. I know I'm a bad fan, but like, listen,
You've got years of
there's
stuff to do.
yeah, you're right, absolutely.
Okay.
And pretty recently, Shin Kamen Rider, which came out in American theaters, which is very rare,
Yes.
also premiered recently.
You and Kelsey went to go see that, right?
Yes, in the good movie theater with the recliner chairs.
Nice.
We apparently got next to near front row seats, but with how that theater was stacked, we were in the perfect area.
Nice.
But yeah, you had a question?
Yeah, okay. So my question was, so this started in 1971, right? And it's gone on all the way to this. Were there any breaks in the series?
Oh, yes, definitely, certainly breaks. In between 98 and 2000, there was a 2-year break.
Okay. But from 71 to 98, there was no break?
71 to 98, no, there were quite a few in between each era, like a few 5-year break. The longest, I believe, has been either in between Showa phase 1 and 2 and phase 2 and 3, because it goes from 81 to 87, so that's a 6-year
Okay, so there was a 6-year gap. Okay. That's
6-year gap for there. About 4-year gap between phase 1 and 2. Heisei, I think probably, depending on if you count the tokusatsu or the movie, tokusatsu has one of the biggest breaks between 89 and 2000.
Okay, but you still got movies and stuff in between.
Oh yeah, you still got movies, but those movies were meant for older
Yeah,
people.
but what I'm saying is, even though it wasn't on television, this show has basically been on the air from 1971 to 1987.
Yeah, and even now.
Okay, so it really has never stopped. There really wasn't a break. I mean, it wouldn't be on television for a while, but they'd have movies instead. Is that what you're getting at?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's
it
that's
recently
a long time.
celebrated its 50th anniversary, like 2 years ago, I believe.
Wow,
I know.
That's
Yeah,
amazing. So this is like it's like Doctor Who for Japan.
I would say that. Yeah. I guess it is kind of Doctor Who for Japan. But if the Doctor had the ability to henshin, aka transform, and also was a different guy. Oh, wait, no, that is actually. Well, it's a different guy both in the series and out of the series. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like they have a tendency to meet up and not break the linear time thing.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it kind of does that because some of them are all in different universes.
Okay. All right.
And some of them are TV shows in some universes, and some of them aren't. Also, at the same time,
Okay, so they're actually TV shows in the universe where there is Kamen Rider.
yeah, that's
Okay.
also Kamen Rider. And you'll have like very big fourth wall breaks for like the 40th, which was done by O's. There is the CEO who's really obsessed with the idea of birth and rebirth. Sorry, not to. He keeps yelling happy birthday every fucking 5 minutes, and I love him dearly for it. But yeah,
Little
he had like
Japanese.
he was like watching them all on like different screens and stuff around him. And he's like, happy birthday, Kamen Rider.
Nice. Nice.
But yeah.
This is some really cool fandom. And you can catch a lot of this stuff. Is it on like Tubi and stuff like that?
Some of it's on Tubi, some of it's on this website who you're not really like this is in no way meant to elicit monetary gain, this website. It's
Uh-huh.
called toku.fun. It doesn't have every single Kamen Rider, but it also has a lot of Ultraman,
Okay.
a lot of Kamen Rider. They even have Toei Spider-Man on there.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah, and
Hydro-Man.
they even have a lot of the specials, different movies. They even have Super Sentai itself.
Nice.
It's definitely the Tokusatsu Fun website.
Okay. Tokusatsu Fun. All right.
No,
That's
Toku Fun.
Oh, Toku Fun. Okay. That really sounds kind of incredible. So how did you stumble across this?
I had a friend in high school. He was the kind of one of the only chill guys, like one of the very few chill guys in my auto tech class that I would hang out with, and he liked it a lot. And he actually got me into like the first series that I watched of it, which was X-Aid,
Okay.
and which is Phase 2 Heisei. But I started looking around a little bit later, and I found out a lot of the early ones are either on like Internet Archive or Tubi, like I said. And I realized I like the Showa era more. Like,
Oh, the older stuff.
yeah, the older stuff, because not only is there this level of cheesiness, but you can tell there's a lot of love going into this show.
Yeah,
like,
I've watched some
throughout the
with you.
years.
Especially some of the really early stuff from the early 70s. A lot of really great practical effects. And it
Mhm.
looks like they didn't have a lot of money, but boy,
Oh no, they did not.
what they had, they it looks as good as some of the Gojira stuff that was coming out at the same time.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of it had to do with the fact that, it really was kind of a passion project because it started out as a manga.
Yeah.
And a very emotionally charged, very strong, dark manga. But, it was just kind of its own thing, and I don't know. I guess I like weird specific things. I mean,
Well, I'm sorry for that, but we did kind of
Yeah.
turn you onto some weird stuff when you were little, like Schoolhouse Rock and Popeye
and Freakazoid.
and Freakazoid. Yeah.
Dude, that one probably did not help me from being annoying at all.
Freakazoid. Well, this sounds really cool. And it's the manga. Is the manga still being produced?
I'm not sure. I mostly researched the show
Okay.
because that's what I have the most.
Yeah. But I mean, it started as a manga, and then it went to television, and then movies, and it's basically been going since '71. That's amazing. I mean, that's really
Yeah.
hard to do. Usually, you'll get 20-year breaks and stuff, but it sounds like they really didn't have any.
Yeah.
Other than it wasn't on television for 6 years, but you had movies instead.
Yeah.
I don't really see that as being a break, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is awesome. Thank you so much for bringing this to the table.
Thank you.
I have included some of the videos in our YouTube playlist. I would like you to take a look at that and see if there's anything else I need to add.
I would definitely add some of the openings.
Okay.
I really like the opening for Agito, Kiva, and just the original one. Just look up Kamen Rider opening.
Okay, can do. We'll get those added to that YouTube playlist so people can get out and see it.
Yeah, like even YouTube will have like 1 or 2 episodes of like the first of the series. Like the first 1 or 2.
Yeah, I did include the first episode of the first series in our YouTube playlist.
Yeah,
it's out there.
For a second, I could not find Kamen Rider Amazon anywhere, which is the 4th Kamen Rider debut.
Okay.
He's very interesting. You know, the side series he got, well, it's not his, but Amazon's.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of use a lot of the elements in there but like kind of turned it up to 11 because
yeah,
Amazon is a nice guy who fights for justice using his teeth and claws, and like they'll like spurt out like gross looking monster blood that's different colors and stuff. They up that to 11.
Oh, nice.
In Amazon. So if you guys ever find it somewhere, it's definitely on Toku Fun in the other stuff or miscellaneous stuff tab if you're looking for it.
Right on.
And yeah, anything else you want to add?
No, that's quite a bit. Is there anything else that you want to add, being that you are the expert?
I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I do want to say that that you should really check out if you especially enjoy some of the opening songs. Kamen Rider Chips, he is literally, and also Kamen Rider Girls, they are both bands dedicated to covering each and every like song of Kamen Rider.
Oh my goodness.
And they get paid by Toei to do it.
That sounds awesome.
It is.
That sounds really awesome. So this whole thing that's been going on in Japan for 40, 50 years that not a lot of us know about. So
yeah, the closest we've gotten is Power Rangers, and that's an American bastardized version of Super Sentai. Okay. And it doesn't even have a good story.
Okay. All right. Well, again, thank you. I guess that's about it for our Just Nerdery episode. Appreciate that for bringing that to us, man.
Yeah.
Again, I'd like to thank K3 for coming out and doing some Just Nerdery. Again, we're going to be doing some of these, to put this stuff out there while we're on hiatus, just as a kind of way to keep people going. I'd like to thank our patrons for sticking with us, because there are costs associated with getting this thing out. We're not gassing up our Lamborghinis, as it were. If you want any information, of course, you can always go to our website, nerderyandmurdery.com. Where we've got pictures and lists. You can also go to our YouTube page. Our YouTube page has videos and stuff, of which we're going to be putting some more videos on, apparently. So we're going to be doing that today. I just gathered what I could find, but it's out there and you can check it out again before the episode even airs. And again, I want to thank all of our fans who are sticking with us through this hiatus. If you want some merch, you can always go get merch at our place. We've got stickers, we've got t-shirts, things like that. But with that, I have been Zig with your Just Nerdery.
And I've been Kim with your internery.
Cue the music.